Here we are. Our first ever live production commentary mid-morning, just to break down a couple of things that are going on within the new Real LiveWell app. Yes, it is still the same LiveWell app, similar features, except for now you have the ability to go onto the app and watch anglers by choice with their live feeds. Our first event of the year, brought to you by Minn Kota and Yamaha, brings us to Big Stone Lake, the infamous Pigstone as they call it. It's kind of a grimy fishery, man. We divided up the lake into two halves. These two halves are going to be a north half and a south half of Big Stone Lake. And what we did is, in the morning, we let all the anglers run all the way up to the north end and fish before the winds pick up in the afternoon, when we send them out in reverse order and they'll fish the lower half of the lake. Now we have about an 8-mile-an-hour light breeze out of the southeast. It's supposed to kick up to the mid-teens here later this afternoon, but I don't think wind's going to be a factor. A lot of these guys are hugged up tight against the bank, and as I peruse through some of these live feeds, a lot of guys are fishing really tight to shore and not doing so much of the fishing out on that main lake structure that Big Stone also has. As I dive in here, I want to just do a little commentary over what I'm noticing, the little bit I know about some of these anglers that are in the live feed, and also break down like what that mental game is like going into the app. Mind you, the app is just information for entertainment. It's not the official scorecard until we go through and tabulate at the end of the event. So there are some details correctly. So let's just hop into a couple of live feeds right now and see what's going on. We have Aaron Teal, who started the lake up on like a midway up the lake, kind of the bottom half of that north section in the morning. Looks like he snuck back into a really small creek. Creeks and tributaries coming into Big Stone can be crucial for this type of thing this time of year, that kind of transition from spawn into post spawn, as a lot of these minnows and smaller forage and bait come out from the creeks and feed that main lake with fresh water. I know he's doing fairly well in the lead right now. It just so happened that we threw a live feed in his boat. He was parked right offshore here this morning, so it was real easy for me to jump in and throw a Starlink unit in there. As I take a look, we'll jump into the event. We have 161 fish entered already this morning. And Teal is sitting in first, right in front of Tyler Barr. Important to note that Tyler Barr had a little bit of cell service issues, also struggling to put some of those fish in the app as he was tucked around that kind of dog leg in the middle of the lake. So as we're helping him enter his fish catches, he's climbed up the leaderboard into second place. But Aaron Teal with 10 fish and 25 pounds, stacking up a real strong start, and it looks like that specific creek has paid out. I did tune into live right away this morning to see where he started. I don't believe he has moved too terribly far from that spot all morning, putting him 2.5 hours in or around the mouth of that creek. So it's pretty darn cool to see that that fish, or excuse me, that creek is kicking out that level of fish for that duration of time. Let's hop back in here to the video vault and see what Rich Lindgren is up to. Like I see most of these guys doing, a lot of them are sitting just outside of the real shallow curly leaf edge. Some of them are fishing docks. It looked like some of them are even fishing fry garters.
Trusty camera is not working.
He's doing a great job filming live from his own Starlink, which is super impressive that he's able to put something like that together on his own without us having to go back in and drop in a Starlink in his boat. A huge shout out to all of our marshals. You know, they drove quite a distance to come out this way to be here at 5:15 in the morning. In these live feeds, you can see how excited they are to be in the boat, doing the catch, weigh, release method through the Real Live Well app, and constantly refreshing and checking the leaderboard as it continues to pan out. But that sun and this heat, as it continues to kick up, got some fronts coming, so it's gonna be kind of a rush to the end and be able to coast those last hour and a half. If people get away from shore, it could be interesting, being that the lower half of Big Stone Lake does have a little more main lake structure. I'm really interested to see if any of our live cameras capture anyone fishing kind of that post-spawn transition on some of those rock spines a bit further out, or if it does get super congested. Otherwise, it's really just jockeying between shoreline structure from rock pile to rock pile. Again, huge shout out to our sponsors this year. We have a few new sponsors tuning in to the Champions Tour, a couple of which you've seen behind me here. Powerhouse Lithium that's come in real clutch, making a stronger presence, giving away 16 volt and 36 volt batteries, charging systems, and the whole nine. We've got Maluna Coolers, who is new for this year. Maluna Coolers right out of Baxter, Minnesota, giving away a big bass coolers, along with supporting a lot of the Marshalls and the championship with engraved cups. So huge shout out to Powerhouse and Maluna, and we'll touch on a few of those other sponsors here as we go through this production. Kind of doing a bit of a multitasking with both app fixes and communication with our media team while shooting this broadcast. So at any point you see me looking down, I'm actually reaching out to the guys behind the cameras. A huge shout out to Dayton, who's over in Wisconsin, actually running this darn thing so you guys can see the production multi-tile, which we're gonna post into the app and also give you that feature too. So I'm gonna step away for 2 quick minutes, let you guys watch some of these fish catches as I throw that URL link in there and make sure that that's available in the production format.
Yes.
Now we got it. Now we got a little bit of the multi-feed. We're running multi-tile live feed on the Real Livewell app, showcasing Rich Lindgren, Brandon Downs, Hayden Anderson, Aaron Teal, and then we got this feed here, which I will be able to bring back into the water here later this afternoon. If things go smoothly through that second half and we don't have terrible wind, I'll be able to mic up and sit out on the water with some of these guys. But right now, this quad view is going to be what is the most exciting part of our new Video Vault launch. All of these guys handling the pressure, getting camera guys both in and out of their boat while they're competing. Bartusic Media doing a great job keeping everybody safe and respectful when they're approaching the boats, dropping in from the back end. As we can see, some of these guys starting to push out of that water. They do have to be back here by 11 a.m. Paul Newman and our team set a couple of big crab pot buoys. They'll have to run off pad to the buoys by 11 a.m. otherwise they will be late. And again, guys, this big stone heat down here, it's supposed to hit low 90s today, so we're taking advantage of having the cameras not overheat this morning by trying to bring to you the most exciting real live experience before we lose some of that. Hopefully we can take some of these batteries out and keep the cameras cold. Sometimes we bounce, you know, a camera guy from our chosen anglers in the morning to those that are doing well in the second half, but these live feeds are really capturing the other content outside of those anglers, so you have a bit more opportunity to see really what people are doing live on the back end. Got Aaron Teal looking like he may be helping out, getting Riley Arndt in and out of the way there. Got great audio from all of the links. How cool is that? It's so surreal sitting back here looking at how this thing continues to grow, how supportive the sponsors have been, and how receptive a lot of the anglers are to letting us capture this live, because a lot of these trade secrets are being revealed here as the afternoon continues to develop. We already have, which is absolutely insane. I got an update from all of the users taking a peek at this Real Livewell app. And Chad, you got to come in over here for a second too. We already have 206,000 viewers. Oh, Chad, thank you so much for being here, dude. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Have you had a chance? And if you do speak just a little bit louder to the camera,
sure.
Have you had a chance to look at some of this live view and what we got going on here?
I have seen some. It's been a nice development for this year. Nice little upgrade. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, man. I have seen more parents come up to me and say, how do I get that live feed? And I have people back at home wanting to see it. Do you understand how we download it and how we upload it to the phone yet?
I don't. I haven't had a chance to do it. I've been kind of running the boat a little bit this morning and had a little bit of spotty coverage up north. So we'll see how it goes down here the second half.
It's so fresh and it's so new that the app is still continuing to develop like a smoother process. But if you guys are wondering how this works, you literally just sign in, create an account on the Real Livewell app. Once you create your account, you can click on the menu and there's a red prompt message halfway down the menu that says subscribe to become a pro member. You click on the pro subscription, It's $9.99 for an entire year of coverage from the day of purchase, and it allows you to fish all of the free,
That's the key.
yes, all of the free weekly live events that we have going on within the Champions Tour. Similar formats, some big fish.
Some big fish, some just, it's been fun. It's been a fun, what, done 4 this year already?
We're on event 5 signing up at the end of the week, but guys are able to compete, young anglers themselves, people who aren't fishing in the tour but want to feel what that format is like, to compete against everyone digitally on any body of water.
That's the thing too, it makes it easy.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere you want.
It makes it super easy, man. So I just wanted to pull you aside and just explain some of those details. Dude, thank you so much for being here, man.
You bet, my pleasure.
Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing you here in the second half. Things are going smooth now, so we're rolling. Wicked cool. So we have, oh, don't make me pull you into this. We have just a little bit more time that I want to do some commentary on production, and touch a couple more things on sponsorships. That's a really important part of this whole production and our circuit. Skeeter and Yamaha. You know, this event is presented by Yamaha and Minn Kota, but Skeeter and Yamaha have continued to provide the most support by providing a rigged ZX200 and a 200 horsepower Yamaha show for the championship. Joe Carlson and Chris Brown and the guys with Yamaha and Skeeter, we couldn't be more grateful for everything that you have done. So thank you for continuing to contribute. You guys probably don't even know that this is happening right now, but with already 250,000 views within our platform, and it is not even, it's not even 10 o'clock yet, 9:40. We have some big things coming down the pipeline. So thank you for supporting us. And Tim Price at Minn Kota and Humminbird. I mean, we've been handing out Explorer 12s, Minn Kota PFDs, Ultrex trolling motors, Raptors, and they've been a crucial component to everything we've done here. So a huge shout out to Minn Kota, Humminbird, and the team behind Tim Price. You guys, we're forever indebted to everything you've done. That's why we're so excited to bring you this content, because it's new for 2026 and for the foreseeable future. This will be a new format, along with our final production with Bartusic Media coming out with these refined videos 2 weeks after the event. You'll be able to relive all the moments and the hype and the energy behind it. So this is not the only media coming your way. There'll be a ton more to watch there too. All right, let's check back in. I know we have teams out there checking in with a couple of anglers, and one to note that is not in the Real Live Well app at the moment, Hayden Anderson, who ironically is in a live view. Now, he had some pretty bad cell service, so we weren't able to dive in there and upload fish with him through his angler. We can't get a picture of his scorecard, but we know he's caught multiple fish. We know that there will be some adjustments there midday, and to make sure that in this southern half, the marshal is aware that the app is working, service is good. But that is something to note, because some of these guys who have been coming in pretty strong from the rookie class have more fish catches than the app has shown. And a lot of you from last year remember the Vermilion tournament. There's a lot of jockeying that happens after we do our midday tabulation. Perfect. Like I said, doing a little multitasking here quick. Here's another really cool feature the Real Live Well app has, and Glenn Walker was so good, Providence Marketing was so good at handling this. When the anglers are experiencing an issue or the boat officials aren't able to enter fish catches in, there sometimes can be a little bit of a anxiety buildup, and the angler needs to remember to fish. But the boat officials are great about corresponding with me, and I'm working on the back end with our tech team, QSS, to go through and resolve any issues that I can't handle. But the judge account, for the most part, does a lot of good editing in case someone types in the wrong details, which makes this extremely fluid. Easy to do when there's great cell service, especially around the metro, but out here when you get in Vermilion, as an example, it gets kind of goofy. So good communication with the anglers. We've only had 1 or 2 anglers that have had issues truly entering fish. Other than that, just bad cell service. Pass me a water, honey. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go live just for another 10 minutes-ish.
So I just got 27 messages. Breaking off is the only penalty on private property, right? Not
Correct.
getting hung, but
Correct.
just breaking off.
Yes. Yep. That's something we can touch on this live feed. Penalties. Penalties, the most common penalties, you know, there's 2-minute penalties for dropping fish on the carpet. There's penalties or timeouts installed if you're speeding, going over the capped speed limit of 55 miles an hour. You cannot catch another fish if you haven't initialed your previous catch. Littering, that's a big one. If you litter or have garbage blow out of your boat and you don't pick it up, I mean, some of these penalties are anywhere from 2 to 4 to 5 minutes, sometimes longer if a penalty is enforced through speeding or fishing in an off-limit zone or starting on the wrong half. So Paul Newman does a great job of directing some of those additional penalties, but the marshals know the rules. Everybody is sent a video. The marshals know exactly how to operate the scale and the app. And again, due to some of those videos and resources we shot in prior years, makes that process just a little smoother. Everybody is sent a video. Marshals know exactly how to operate the scale and the app. Got time? Due to some of those videos and resources we shot in prior years, makes that process just a little smoother. Have you, oh man, this quad view is so cool, dude. I keep looking at it thinking, dude, that is just
I can't get the app.
super great. Oh, you gotta hook up to the Classic Bass hotspot. Starlink. Yeah. Oh man, this quad view is so cool, dude. I keep looking at it thinking, dude, that is just super great. Oh, you gotta hook up to the Classic Bass hotspot. Starlink. Yeah. Yeah, do you want to ask those guys over there so I don't scream it on live? All right, I got a couple of gifts I want to showcase here for the anglers at the end of the day, and some more of our sponsor stuff real quick. I am going to try and shoot this until 10, so as long as someone reminds me to get off at 10 so I can do my duties off site here. But let me go grab some rods for you real quick. These right here, man. Here's the deal. My wife and I and the team with Valsalka Fishing decided to roll out the red carpet with some red wraps on this new 7'2" medium light featherweight rod. Super cool for multi-species anglers, especially for crappie and bluegill guys out here on Big Stone. So if you're local and you want a deal on some of these VF rods, $50 off, $249 I believe is the final retail price on any of these rods here. Also online, we're gonna run just a daily special giving the VF rod lineup. There's those 6 models, including this other one I brought over here, the 7-foot medium heavy casting rod. It's like the most versatile flipping, casting, winding, moving bait rod there is out there right now with our lineup for $299. But today during our special price, $249. And then we have our hair rod, we have the spinning rod, we have the chicken rod, we have a handful of other models that are here. So come on down, check out the weigh-in. You know, we're gonna do our ceremony, excuse me, not a true physical weigh-in, around 4:30, but a lot of these items will be out here. And we do give away rods to some of the top finishing marshals. So we'll be giving away a $300 rod to one of those kids as well. It's awesome to see them review the products. And our team of builders, rod epoxy finishers, and handle manufacturers couldn't be more thankful. So VF rods, new for 2026. All right, so we have 9:50 a.m. Anglers have about 45 minutes to, I'd say, an hour at max fishing time before they have to be back here at 11 a.m. In this, every fish format counts. I have seen the leaderboard and the top finishers jockey a ton when they can utilize those last few minutes or squeaking out those last 2 fish catches before they have to pick up and run. I've seen it happen on Lahamadu. I've seen it happen not on Big Stone, but Gull. I've seen it happen where someone falls into a pile of fish where they're potted up inside that inside weed edge and are able to capitalize on 2 or 3 last minute period catches. Half catches, because we only do 2 halves. I'm watching some of these anglers change up their presentation from the morning too. What I've seen now is some of these anglers who maybe started out with a chatterbait, they've really started to slow down and cast around with a spinning rod, some stick baits. You'll see a lot of that versatility between the anglers when they go from spot to spot, whether they're fishing for fish they know that are around, whether they're fry guarding or set up on a specific log or stump. They might run 2 or 3 baits through them. And then you'll see a guy like Hayden or a guy like Brandon, when they hop on that trolling motor and really start to move, they'll switch their presentation up and they'll cover water using more of a fine-tuned moving bait, whether that's a swim jig, whether that's a chatterbait, something that's coming through that curly leaf that's really thick on Big Stone, and it's helping them, you know, with a bonus catch here and there in between as these fish start to move around. That wind, I'm sure, is helping quite a bit of that moving bait bite too. Got 5 more minutes alive here. I'm gonna dive back into the leaderboard. It looked like we had just under 200 fish catches submitted. It says there's a couple of smallmouth bass that ran there. We're gonna have to double check if there in fact was a smallmouth caught or not. I know that there's a couple in here, but I want to dive into that live leaderboard as we're reviewing some of these live anglers, like Aaron Teal sitting in first place with 10 fish at 25 pounds still, starting to make a charge. Tyler Barr, you know, he's been on tour for quite a few years, out of that Brainerd Lakes area. Second place, just a few pounds shy of Aaron Teal's lead. Ryan Kiki, I know he made a big splash in these last couple of years, qualifying for the championship last year. Ryan Kiki is sitting in third place. Then we have some of our very recognizable names following those guys. Your Dean Capra in fourth with just under 20 pounds. In fifth place, Evan Blakely. In sixth, Noah Schultz. Chad Keller. Then in eighth, Jim Moyna. Ninth, Zach Peischer, and then in 10, Walker Krampitz. We have a handful of guys that are at the top of that leaderboard that are going to make a real strong push in that second half, and I wouldn't be surprised if 20 pounds, you know, is only just the beginning of this lake. A lot of anglers were complaining that the first half was going to be slow and that the second half was going to really turn on. So if we can keep these live feeds rolling and this front stays down, we should be able to capture twice as many fish catches in the afternoon, according to what the anglers are saying. I know Brandon Downs is on live. He's sitting with 3 fish at 6 pounds and 15 ounces. At the moment, as we don't have a picture of his score sheet because he is out of service and we cannot update his information at this time, but we will at the midday break. That would put 45 people on the board with fish catches. Now I wanted to talk about Rich Lindgren a little bit. Hellabass with his live feed. He understood the role, what we were coming into here with the live feeds, really depicting what this new format and this new version of the Real LiveWell app has to offer. Rich Lindgren sitting in 18th place with 5 fish at 11 pounds and 6 ounces. Guys are catching that 2 1/4 to 2 1/2. We're getting text messages from anglers. We're getting text messages from anglers that aren't participating in the events, which has been incredible. I'm gonna hand this phone off here real quick. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, so just got a phone call from Hayden Anderson's Marshall. I'm gonna take a minute to upload some of his midday scoreable bass. I plan on coming back here midway through the second half, doing this quad tile. I think we're gonna just have Dayton run the quad tile throughout that second half too, and then he'll just feature us when we're ready to go and pop in there. So thank you guys so much for the support. Timmy Schrader and some of the anglers that are watching back at home, we really appreciate everyone tuning into this live stuff. Super cool to see how many people truly are being not productive at work, which that's what I was laughing about earlier. A lot of these guys, I even had a pharmacist come down here and said, I own the pharmacy in town, no one's getting anything done because we're watching live. So it's really cool to see. So stay tuned, keep in touch with the Real Live Well app, watch it all the way up until the end. We'll do another one of these kind